Kansas Mid-American Network News, I am Felix Johnson. In less than 7 days, cashless tolling will be the new way of the road in Kansas. And starting on Monday, you will no longer stop on the turnpike to pay tolls. Instead, a cashless system has been put in place. Here's what Kansas driver Juan Lopez had to say about the new change.
I think it's going to be really convenient for everyone, so, we don't have to stop all the time, and there's so much traffic that builds up over time. It usually takes 7 minutes just to get out of there. So, cashless tolling, I just roll right past. Doesn't even take me a minute.
But some drivers like Marianne Cuniff are hesitant about the new move.
There's going to eliminate a lot of jobs for Kansas kids and mothers and, the elderly, because I notice a lot of older people do it or were doing it, and I just think it's going to eliminate some jobs, and that's my biggest concern.
Kansas Mid-American Network News.
Rusty Eck Ford and local area charities are teaming up for a trade-in sales event. Bring a new or gently used bike to Rusty Eck Ford and receive up to $2,000 off a brand new Ford. We will donate all bikes to local charities. It's as simple as donate a new or gently used bike. Receive up to $2,000 off any new Ford on the lot. We donate all working bikes to local charities in the Wichita area. Choose from over 200 new Fords like this 2023 Ford F-150. 1.9% APR for 72 months. $1,471 per thousand financed. Or 2023 Ford Escape plug-in hybrid. 0% APR for 60 months. $1,667 per thousand financed. Or a 2023 Mach-E. 0% APR for 72 months. $1,389 per thousand financed. Visit Rusty Eck Ford or rustyeckford.com today.
Absolutely unbeatable.
Plus taxes and fees. Offers can be combined with approved credit. Must finance with Ford Motor Credit.
Reports say that Boeing is offering more than $4 billion to buy the Wichita-based Spirit Aerosystems, as it is one of the city's largest employees and has announced recent layoffs. Boeing is willing to pay $35 a share, and some employees are optimistic about that. Here's what Jacob Hamby had to say.
I think Boeing being here in general would be a good thing for everybody. Everybody's concerned about layoffs and everything, for sure, especially where we work, because, we work in upper integration, so that's where we put the fuselages together. Dr.
Larry Straub, the professor of management at Newman University, had this to say to Cake News about the situation at Spirit Aerosystems and Boeing after the fuselage issues from the past year.
This is one thing that they can do that in one fell swoop shows everybody they're doing something big, that they're really taking this serious.
A lot of problems have stemmed with Spirit Aerosystems after in January a mid-air blowout on the new 737 MAX jet sparked questions about the plane's safety. Spirit did not respond to Cake News' request for a comment. From the news desk, I am Felix Johnson.
Danes Automotive and Tire in Waterville and Marysville is your reliable automotive repair shop. Servicing engines and transmissions, ACs, radiators, exhaust, and diagnostic checks. Did you know Danes does tires? Carrying all major brands and sizes from trucks, ATVs, trailer, and farm implements, Danes Automotive and Tire has you covered. With over 85 years combined experience, your locally owned and trusted repair and tire shop is Danes Automotive and Tire in Waterville and Marysville.
Nebraska Mid-American Network News, I am Felix Johnson. Months after 17-year-old Beaver Valley Park employee Zachary Panther has passed away, and still there is not an autopsy report. The farm is owned by Governor Jim Pillen, as Panther was found unresponsive on April 1st. Panther was a new employee, and Sarah Pillen, the governor's daughter, confirmed his death the next day as the operator of the business. An autopsy was ordered by the county attorney, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration launched an investigation the following week. An employee with the Boone County Attorney's Office estimated that the completed report will be ready within 6 to 8 weeks after the autopsy. But with most of June already passed, the report still isn't available. Boone County Attorney John Morgan said that the lab results for the autopsy report have not been completed as of Tuesday of this week. He also noted that the medical matters have complicated the staffing in his office. Morgan, though, did not provide a timeline on when the report would be completed. Nebraska Mid-American Network News.
We want to see ya in your perfect ride. We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Hey guys, it's Morgan, and I'm here to tell you if you're in the market for a new vehicle, Midwest Kia is the place to be. We'll be celebrating the Kia Summer Sales event all month long. To get into the summer spirit, Midwest Kia is announcing the 100K giveaway. We will discount every new car on the lot for a total of $100,000 in discounts. These discounts can be combined with all rebates and incentives, including new Kias that are marked with a summer sticker and extra discounts up to $1,500. Our team will be celebrating the summer sticker sales event each week with a new theme and the goal of moving our entire new car inventory this month. Remember, every new Kia comes with the industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and our simple, transparent, and fast car buying experience. Come celebrate the Kia Summer Sticker Sales event with the 100K giveaway all month long at Midwest Kia and see why people are singing.
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. At last week's Marshall County Commissioners meeting, Beth Simons, Ellen Barber, Ruth Wetter, and Carol Hull spoke regarding a 5-mile corridor through the county that appears to run along the same lines as the Grain Belt transmission line and is among consideration for exemption for future infrastructure development. Commissioner John Unger has been researching this and feels the plan is to have easements granted, thus grandfathering in future projects in this area. The process is in Phase 2 and the public comment window closes Monday. They urged the board to consider a moratorium to prevent further energy construction through the county. The county councilor will consider this and advise the board. After multiple executive sessions to discuss personnel and consult with the county attorney, commissioners voted unanimously to suspend county appraiser Francine Cromie for 1 week, pending further investigations. County commissioners at last week's meetings heard updates following recent heavy rains, with some roads flooded briefly, others damaged, trees plugging bridges, tubes, and waterways. As much as 4 to 5 inches fell late week before last in parts of Washington and the southern parts of Marshall County. Washington County Commissioners will meet July 2nd with the auditor, planning the 2025 county budget. After previously taking no action with no second to a motion to extend a health care sales tax, Nemaha County Commissioners last week approved a resolution that would put the question as to extending a 0.5% countywide sales tax toward Nemaha Valley and Sabetha community hospitals on the November ballot. Ben Glace voted against the motion in a 3-person vote, noting that sales tax revenue has increased by roughly 5 times from 2015. Patient locations and preferences have shifted, some opting for treatment elsewhere, raising concerns that some in the county are double taxed by using a closer facility to their residents. He noted that a countywide sales tax seems a blunt tool to resolve financial issues, while Medicare reimbursements and expansion are unresolved. He went further to point out critical failures in leadership the past few years, Glace suggesting that a sincere and candid conversation between communities and healthcare leaders is sorely needed. Dylan Keim requested that both hospitals meet annually with commissioners to provide better transparency and use of funds allocated. Jason Cook commented that this question could also have been added to the ballot per a valid petition signed by electors. Again, the question will be on the November ballot in Nemaha County, the resolution passing on a 2-to-1 vote. Marysville USD 364 School Board meeting in June reviewed handbook proposals, which will be voted on at the July meeting. Focus on improving attendance, dress code, and limiting cell phone use by students are among considerations discussed. A junior high tennis program will be offered next year as a spring activity.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
A cold front moving across overnight prompted thunderstorms, including gusty winds to 60 and 65 miles an hour, bringing down some trees, branches, and power lines. Many area residents were without power, Evergy reporting as many as 41,000 customers affected by 5 a.m. Nearly half of those had power restored by 7 a.m. this morning. KNDY was without power until almost 10 a.m. The studio and transmitters at Marysville were off overnight. Crews were scattered throughout the area restoring service. Speaking with Marshall County Emergency Management earlier this morning, they continued assessing damage, suggesting perhaps the Frankfort area could have been hardest hit. Wind gusts damaged a vacant trailer house. So far, no other significant structural damage, no injuries reported. Rainfall reports overnight ranging anywhere from 1/2 to 1.5 inches across the region. Again, with wind gusts, the major factor would be thunderstorms.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Mostly sunny today with our highs in the upper 80s and mid-90s. A slight chance for some scattered showers overnight tonight, partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Showers and thunderstorms become likely into Thursday, cloudy with our highs in the upper 70s and mid-80s. Then showers and thunderstorms continue into Thursday night, mostly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Still a chance for some scattered showers into Friday, otherwise mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 80s and mid-90s. Southwest winds between 10 and 15 and gusting as high as 25. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms may continue into Friday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the lower to upper 60s. Some scattered showers early on Saturday, then mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 70s and upper 80s. Then showers and thunderstorms still are possible throughout Saturday night, otherwise mostly clear with our lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Still some rain early Sunday morning, then mostly sunny with our highs in the lower to upper 80s. Then more rain may continue into Sunday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature late June, 88. Record high on this date, 112. The average low, 67. The record low, 48. Sunset this evening, 8:57. Sunrise in the morning at 6:02.
Rashes, scrapes, bumps, and bruises, all summertime hazards for kids. We will help with some household first aid alternatives on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
Have you ever tried to buy gold and silver and felt like you were talking to a used car salesman? That's because the precious metals industry is like the Wild West. Salesmen can say pretty much anything or make any promise they want without repercussion. But Genesis Gold Group is different. They're a faith-driven Christian precious metals company and believe in educating their customers, not pressuring them for a quick sale. Genesis Gold Group focuses on customer service, not sleazy marketing. Genesis Gold Group is named after the first book of the Bible for a reason. Proper stewardship of wealth is their specialty. Find out why they've earned a 5 out of 5 rating through the Better Business Bureau and how they can help you secure your wealth or retirement through physical precious metals. Call right now to learn more.
800-603-5815. 800-603-5815. 800-603-5815. That's 800-603-5815.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Tuesday, June 25th, the 177th day of the year. Actress Linda Cardellini has a birthday, and the final episode of the soap opera Another World aired on this day in 1999. For kids, an occasional bump, scrape, or bee sting is par for the course in summertime. And if your first aid supplies are depleted, there are everyday household items that can provide some relief. For bee stings, cover the area with toothpaste. The alkyne content helps to neutralize the acidic venom. Poison ivy or other rashes can be soothed with a simple paste made from baking soda and water. And if your toddler overindulges at a picnic or birthday party, give them a bit of papaya fruit. It's been used for centuries to aid in digestion. That is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more about natural remedies at almanac.com.
We're sorry. All circuits are busy now. Please try your call again later.
We all know, living in rural communities, it's difficult to rely on your cell phone reception. So don't rely on that same connection for your home internet. 5G is fine for your cell phone alone, but if you want a reliable home internet connection with the fastest symmetrical speeds, Blue Valley Technologies fiber internet service is your solution. Visit bluevalley.net/Wi-Fiber.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Rowe. This is Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware. On June 29th, we'd like to invite you to join us for a celebration of 40 years, and thanks for all the business you provided for us through those years.
Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware is celebrating 40 wonderful years in business this Saturday, June 29th. From 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., stop in for hot dogs, cookies, kolaches, drinks, and more. 40 years is no small feat, and on Saturday, Mark and Janice would like to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, their customers, there would be no celebration. Stop in Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware around the square in Blue Rapids this Saturday to celebrate 40 years of community support.
From ABC Sports, I'm Brian Clark. The NBA draft tips off with the first round tomorrow night in Brooklyn. The Atlanta Hawks own the first overall pick. Last week, general manager Landry Fields went over some of the characteristics he's looking for in his choice.
Talked a lot about competing at a high level, just your everyday grind. In every possession over the course of a game, like those should matter to you. Like that's competing, being connected. Unity is another big piece. Like so, those two merging together. And finally, like perseverance or like a grittiness.
In baseball, it's time for the Subway Series as the Yankees take the train to Queens to face the Mets in their first meeting of the season. The Yankees send their ace Garrett Cole to the mound for his second start of the year. The Mets counter with David Peterson. Other top matchups this evening, the Rangers visit the Brewers in Milwaukee. The Twins are in Phoenix to take on the Diamondbacks. Cardinals are home to face the Braves. The Orioles host the Guardians in Baltimore. Cleveland's won 6 straight. Orioles have lost 4 in a row. In NBA news, Knicks guard OG Anunoby's opted out of the final year of his contract and will become a free agent. Boston Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis will have surgery on his injured ankle, meaning he'll miss the Olympics, where he was expected to star for Latvia. The last round of group stage matches at the European Soccer Championships in Germany. French captain Kylian Mbappe returned from a broken nose to score a penalty. France drew with Poland 1-1. Meanwhile, Austria wins Group D after upsetting the Netherlands. France gets the second spot in the group. Back stateside tonight for Copa America action, Lionel Messi and Argentina take on Chile and New Jersey. Canada and Peru face off in Kansas City. And the newly minted Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers announced they'll celebrate their title with a parade Sunday in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Brian Clark, ABC Sports.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Kansas State basketball from a rocking Bramlage Coliseum.
Wildcat fans, 2024 K-State men's basketball season tickets are on sale now.
Drops it up for Qatar.
Prices start at less than $15 per game to see all the action.
Kansas State in this building is the best in the Big 12.
Order or renew your men's basketball season tickets today by calling 1-800-221-CATS or visiting KStateSports.com.
How about the Wildcats?
K-State fans, All-American Ayoka Lee and the Wildcats are ready to defend Bramlage again this season.
Rejected by Lee. A triple team, she'll score and one.
Secure your 2024-25 K-State women's basketball season tickets now to see your preseason top 15 Cats.
It is a sold-out crowd. It's electric in here.
Order or renew your K-State women's basketball season tickets today by calling 1-800-221-CATS or visiting KStateSports.com. Go Cats!
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Generations have relied on Kinsley's of Marysville, the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, Hanover Mortuary, Ward Funeral Homes of Lynn and Washington, and Landreth Axtell Funeral Home. You can continue to rely on the professional experience that they provide and the heartfelt concern that they offer each family that they serve. Caring concern in your family's time of need. Crockett Family Insurance is here to help you find the right insurance products to protect what matters most to you. As an independent agency, they represent over 80 companies that allow options for the right products at the right cost. See Brian Kroc today for home, auto, commercial coverage, and more. Call or stop by at 1119 Broadway, just west of the courthouse in Marysville. Find them online at crocfamilyinsurance.com. For complete coverage and a competitive quote, reach out to Kroc Family Insurance in Marysville.
Reserve space in your landscape for the beautiful and fragrant Korean Spice Viburnum. Select a location near a window, along a walkway, or by your patio or deck where you can enjoy the fragrant spring blooms, lovely summer foliage, and outstanding fall color. Hi, I'm Melinda Myers, horticulturist and gardening expert. Grow Korean Spice Viburnum in full sun or partial shade with moist, well-drained soil for best results. Mulch the soil surrounding the shrub to keep the roots cool and moist. Not only is it low maintenance, it also tolerates black walnut toxicity. This rounded shrub needs minimal pruning if planted in a location large enough to accommodate its mature size of 4 to 6 feet tall and 4 to 6 or 8 feet wide. Wait until right after the spring flowers fade if pruning is needed. Combine Korean Spice Viburnum with other zones 4 to 8 hardy shrubs and perennials to extend color and fragrance throughout the season. Check out our website for this and other gardening tips.
Many small towns celebrate their heritage with a special festival or maybe other important sites throughout the town. New Salem, North Dakota is like those places, but much unlike those places when it comes to what they did to celebrate their history. The story is this edition of the American Countryside.
I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, the only weekend television show that features some of agriculture's biggest names. From custom commentary from John Phipps to the stories of antique iron with Machinery Pete to a list of more than 30 marketing analysts, our weekly program focuses on the topics that matter most to you. We invite you to join us each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
Hi, I'm Ag Day host Clinton Griffiths, and I invite you to join me each morning as we cover the nation's food system, from fields of green to orchards of orange and livestock everywhere in between. America runs on agriculture, and here at Ag Day, agriculture is what we do best. Listen as our analysts track the markets, learn about innovations in technology and sustainability, and live the country lifestyle through the eyes of rural America. Join me, Clinton Griffiths, for Ag Day, the country experience.
About 30 miles west of Bismarck, North Dakota, you'll find a town with quite an agricultural legacy.
New Salem was founded in the early 1880s. The Holsteins kind of came in around the turn of the century. Probably one of the leading dairy communities in North Dakota. Primarily, it was German immigrants that settled here first.
Alan Tellman has lived and worked in and around New Salem for all of his life. He knows firsthand the importance of the Holsteins to the area.
My family as well, my great-grandfather started in with the Holsteins around that time, as did many of the farms around here. And that's what contributed to the economic stability of the community.
As the years passed, people realized the consistent and profound difference the dairy farms of New Salem had on their town, and they wanted to do something to honor the work of present-day dairy farmers and the generations before them.
Well, what happened was a group of businessmen and a banker primarily recognized the economic contributions that the Holstein industry did for the community. So they decided they want to do something to recognize that quality of the community.
Soon, talk turned to action.
They got a pot and got a few bucks in the pot, gave it to the New Salem Lions Club and said, let's do something that recognizes the Holstein industry. And from there it took off. It started out with a 8-foot statue on a corner someplace in town, and the more they talked about it, the bigger and bigger the project got. And this is what they came up with, a 38-foot cow.
Yes, it's a 38-foot tall cow named Salem Sue, who literally stands overlooking the town and surrounding countryside. She has quite a story, and it's next time. So we travel the countryside. New Salem, North Dakota. I'm Andrew McCrae.
There will be a household and collectible auction for the Hammett family and the Liz O'Connell Trust. Saturday, June 29th. Sale begins 10 a.m. at the Helvering Center in Marysville. Selling antiques for the Hammett family, including 2 4-foot cast iron horse troughs, Crocs, including Red Wing, fancy glassware, including pink depression, blue, pink satin, and Victorian art glass. Furniture items include a wood dining table with 6 chairs, 4-piece bedroom set, 2 18-foot GE refrigerators, they're older, 2-gallon water cooler. Selling for the O'Connell Trust Antiques including a walnut dresser and washstand, oak dresser with mirror, oak chest of drawers, oak drop front secretary, lots of fancy dishes and glassware. Household items include queen, full and twin-size beds, 2 recliners, chest of drawers, and miscellaneous. This household and collectible auction, Saturday, June 29th, sale begins 10 a.m. at the Halvering Center in Marysville. Olmsted and Sandstrom will be the auctioneers.
Most hay fields are ready to cut. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. Toxic weeds can easily take root, so be sure you know what you're baling to avoid poisoning your livestock as you're living the country life.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Successful Farming presents the 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast. In each episode, a successful farming editor has a quick conversation with a farmer, chock full of stories and advice from their area of agriculture. They're interesting, educational, and perfect for your busy schedule. Search for 15 Minutes with a Farmer wherever you download your podcasts.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. Or how much easier it is to move mountains of soil with the 1 Series tractor. We could even go into detail about how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat or visit a dealer near you.
Most weeds aren't palatable to livestock, and they'll avoid them in a pasture if there's adequate forage. However, if a toxic weed ends up in hay, the animals can't easily tell dried weeds from beneficial forage. Ingestion can make them sick or even cause death. Krishona Martinson is an equine specialist with the University of Minnesota. She says some weeds retain their toxicity when dry, others don't. Wild parsnip and poison hemlock are common toxic weeds, and there are dozens of others depending on where you live. Prevention is the key, so protect your animals with good forage management.
You are keeping track of that soil fertility. You are keeping track of the pH. You have a regular mowing or a regular grazing schedule. In a pasture setting, you're not overgrazing. That sod, that turf is quite competitive against weeds. And if you manage it well, you shouldn't have a huge weed problem.
Martinson suggests walking around your hayfield and scouting for weeds every time you cut. Know the soil conditions they thrive in and avoid those areas if you can.
So a lot of these poisonous plants, with the exception of wild parsnip and horalisum, usually tend to like to be in a shaded or a bit of a wet area. And where that becomes a problem is during a drought year, when people start bailing up sloughs or ditches or maybe other areas that would be too wet in a normal year and aren't normally a managed hayfield. That's when we see a lot of problems.
Symptoms of weed poisoning depends on the animal, the plant ingested, and how much was ingested. You might see salivation, excitement, or even death. Call your veterinarian if you suspect the animal has eaten a toxic plant. Find more tips for avoiding poisonous weeds in hay at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
KNDY. Do you worry about money? Always fretting about whether you'll have enough for tomorrow? Hi, I'm Rob West with today's Faith and Finance Minute. It doesn't have to be that way. You can take steps to overcome your money worries and gain peace of mind. Now, it's prudent to be concerned about having enough to pay our bills. That's why we budget to control spending and save for emergencies. But worrying about money is something else again. It's the fear of things you can't control. If you've done your part, you can rely on God to do His. God has promised to provide for your needs. Psalm 9 says, "Those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you." By following God's financial principles and putting your trust in Him, you can say goodbye to worry. Discover the best Christian financial articles, podcasts, and videos by visiting our website, faithfi.com, or by downloading FaithFi, Faith and Finance, from your app store.
Some tips for detecting avian influenza in humans today on Farm to Fork. If you're ready to try a highly effective microbial soil inoculant, then Rhizol from ProGrow Bio should be your first choice. Rhizol offers multiple benefits like enhanced biomass, bigger yields, and improved soil health. 100% organic and works with conventional or organic crops, and comes in a soluble dry form for easy handling and long shelf life. Search the web for RHIZOL from ProGrow Bio.
Hey there, it's Mike Rowe, and if you're out there getting dirty, do me a favor and remember to call or click 811 before you dig. And when I say dig, I refer to any activity requiring boring, tilling, drilling, probing, reaming, plowing, drudging, or even scoping. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811 so that you can avoid all those buried pipes, wires, and cables underground. To sum up, call or click 811 before you dig and visit safeexcavator.com for more information.
While actual cases of humans contracting avian influenza are rare so far, it doesn't hurt to keep watch for it. Jeff Bender, director of the Upper Midwest Agricultural Safety and Health Center at the University of Minnesota, describes symptoms.
Cough, fever, joint pain, muscle aches, and conjunctivitis or redness of the eyes as being some things that we've seen with some of these zoonotic influenza, these animal to human influenza strains.
For dairy workers, as an example, Bender says there are resources available to assist in verifying a diagnosis.
Contact appropriate authorities that will help guide with diagnostic tests and just appropriate follow-up treatment recommendations. And oftentimes you'll get that through the state health department.
Bender also cautions that it's not just dairy workers who may be at risk.
It's another reason to not drink raw milk. There's a number of things that can be transmitted in raw milk. And so I'm not a big proponent of raw milk consumption. I think pasteurized milk is the best way to go. Pasteurized cheese is the best way to go, the safest.
Bender was featured in a Q&A provided by the Migrant Clinicians Network. There's a link to more on the show info page at northshoreproductions.com. That's Farm to Fork. I'm Daryl Anderson.
What makes Tony's Meat Market in Marysville exceptional? It's you, the customer. The highest quality meat selection with prices that won't break the bank. Stop in Tuesday through Saturday and find yourself the perfect cut of beef, pork, or chicken for all your grilling summer needs. Special orders available, a drive-up window for your convenience, and a friend from the first visit. Swing by Tony's Meat Market on Highway 36 in Marysville and come see me, Tony, the Meat Man, and the rest of the crew and get your grilling party kicked off right.
Buying a house? Do things seem scary? Don't panic. You have a champion behind you. Marshall County Abstract and Title Company at 1110 Broadway Street in Marysville is here to fight for your property rights. When you are ready to purchase real estate, you just can't have anyone better on your side than Marshall County Abstract and Title Company. If you need help with any and all aspects of your real estate transactions, stop by our office any weekday from 8:30 to 5 and get the advice you need. Or call 562-3071. Relax. We are here to help.
Good Wednesday. I'm your farm broadcaster, Sam Speck, with your latest harvest update right here on the Mid-America Ag Network. Your 2024 summer harvest reports are brought to you by Gene Francis & Associates. Call the real estate brokers and auctioneers with 4 decades of experience at 316-524-8345. We'll start down in Texas as producers in the Blacklands continue to make slow progress. About 60 to 65% of the area harvested. Test weights remained low while reports of sprout had improved. Harvest was wrapping up in the southern plains with good quality and most above average yields. Drier weather in the rolling plains allowed for progress in the remaining wheat in that area. Activity in the Panhandle has been making slow progress. However, yields across the region continue to be favorable. Across the state, harvest is estimated at 72% complete. In Oklahoma, we see most test weights are now ranging from 60 to 61 pounds per bushel across the state. Proteins are ranging from 9 to 13.5%, with an overall average of proteins being at 11.8%. Yields are reported at about 40 to 50 bushels per acre in most regions. The Oklahoma Wheat Commission is calling the state 97% complete with harvest. Now here in Kansas, we spoke with a representative with Kansas Wheat who spoke to a farm out near Spearville and Ford County as they gave us the latest update on their harvest in the surrounding region.
Harvest started on June 10th, and they still have about a week to go. Fields are wet from recent rains, so they have had to move from field to field to find dry enough wheat. The rains on the mature wheat have taken about 10 to 15 bushels per acre off their yield potential and caused some lodging issues. Some fields have been hailed on up to 3 times. Overall, though, they are pleased with this year's harvest. T158 continues to be a workhorse variety for them year after year. Even after the lack of moisture this spring, yields are ranging from 15 to 20 bushels per acre to 60 bushels per acre, sometimes within the same field. Test weights, even after several rounds of rain, are still averaging 58 to 59 pounds per bushel, and protein is 12 to 13%. Hubble said there are a lot of 40 to 50 bushel yields in the area.
Your farm broadcaster Sam Spack with your latest harvest update here on the Mid-America Ag Network. Your 2024 summer harvest reports are brought to you by the Hydraulic Shop. Call Charity for all your hydraulic needs.
Hydraulics are a big component, from tractors to excavators, from construction to farming. Call the name that you should know, the Hydraulic Shop. With over 16 years of experience, Charity and the team can get your hydraulics fixed and have your equipment back up and running with minimal downtime. For all your hydraulic needs, whether it's big or small, we service them all. Call Charity and the team at 316-358-7335. That's 316-358-7335 for the Hydraulic Shop.
It's a beautiful day and your crops look better than they have in years. It's amazing what one hail cloud can do. Don't gamble with your crops and call Midwest Ag Professionals Crop Insurance in Jetmore, Kansas at 620-357-6390. Midwest Ag Professionals would like to also remind all the area farmers that July 15th is the last day to sign up for your annual forage policy. Don't hesitate. Call the Midwest Ag Professional team at 620-357-6390 and get the most out.
Third Road Ag Sales have Concept by Agritech. Innovative technology and proven products improve soil health, increase yields, and allow greater return on your investments. See the difference for yourself with a call today to Third Road Ag. Hay producers, remember they offer American Family Net Wrap and can fill your needs today. Check out Third Road Ag Sales on Facebook.
When it comes to fertilizer, the last 2 years have been spent talking about volatility and global unrest. But the trends are changing as prices are being reset and there's more confidence on where the needed fertilizer supplies are coming from. That's today on Successful Farming.
Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts. Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at Successful_Farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at Successful_Farming.
Vice President of Crop Nutrients for Growmark, Craig Rule, says that at Growmark, they have a strategy for helping producers select the right fertilizer product.
First and foremost, we're big proponents of the 4 R's, meaning use the right product in the right place at the right time, and basic agronomics. So that's the fundamental first decision. Use the right products to support the goal you're trying to achieve. Then when you get past the agronomics, you get into optionality. So then we encourage people to look for the right values. So whether that matches the timing that you need to do the work, or whether that matches synergies with other product applications, that would be basically the train of thought. Agronomics first, and then try and find your synergies later. We always encourage people, fertilizer being bulk commodities, they take a long time to produce. They come from all around the world. We always encourage people to work with their local supply partners to make sure they make their intentions clear so their partners can help them be successful in their goals.
Rule looks for demand to be back for the rest of this year.
Nitrogen demand has held very steady, but prices have been very erratic. We've seen a lot of people reduce phosphate and potash applications because of the record high prices. But over the last 2 years, they've also taken off some big yields. So we see a lot of people coming back into the fold to make the P&K applications that they've skipped the last couple of years. So that's positive.
Once again, Craig Rule, Vice President of Crop Nutrients for Growmark. For a catalog of fertilizer products, be sure to log on to growmark.com. I'm Lori Boyer. For more agriculture information, log on to agriculture.com.
Clothing, boots, accessories, and more in stock at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville, where great prices come with friendly service. For the Western or everyday work lifestyle, outfit every member of your crew with jeans, boots, shirts, outerwear, and accessories too. Plus, ranchers know that everything to keep your animal healthy and safe is found at Valley Vet. Order online for delivery or pick up in store. Valley Vet Supply in Marysville, your dedicated source for all things livestock, pet, and horse supplies.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Jacob Clout. Tar spot, a common disease in corn production, made an earlier than expected appearance in Kansas fields this spring. K-State row crop plant pathology specialist Rodrigo Onofre explains tar spot, where it's found, and when the disease impacts corn.
Tar spot, it's a major corn disease that has been affecting our yields, not just here in Kansas, but across all the corn producing region. We just reported here in Kansas in 2 counties, right, in Donovan and Atchison. This is a month earlier than what we found last year, and it was also the first report across all the corn region in U.S. This disease can have more than one cycle, even within one season. So this disease can have multiple cycles until the end of the corn season, right? So since we're picking up so early, my concern right now is how bad it will be as we go into 2024 season.
Onofre says how detrimental tar spot can be to corn yields and the timeline for its appearance.
So some of the fields last year got severe impact, especially on that Donovan and Atchison. We saw yield impact of approximately 70 bushels per acre less than the usual because of the high pressure of this disease. And just keep in mind that the lesion that we see today, actually infection happens 2-3 weeks ago, right? So we're kind of like always playing catching up with tar spot. So that's why it's so important and it spreads so quick.
He discusses preventative measures and how producers can treat tar spot.
I think it's keeping a track of the disease. There's a website called Corn IPM Pipe. You can look for tar spot and can monitor that as well. As we get into the season now that we know it's here and it's showing up, it's crucial to start scouting early. The earlier that you find, better chance to manage and to plan your fungicide applications as we go into the season, right? And keep in mind that our fungicide applications, we should hold our temptations about spraying early until, say, V10, between that V10 and VT. Because our fungicides, they're going to last about 14 to 21 days. So the biggest question is if you go early, it's like how many times are you going to be spraying to the end of the season, right? To that R5 at least. So I'd say if you could wait until that V3 and perhaps follow by a second application around R3, that would be definitely a good approach. And when you're thinking about a fungicide, just keep in mind that 2 and 3 mode of actions are definitely better than 1 mode of action for disease control, as well as for yield benefit from those applications.
That was Rodrigo Onofre, Kansas State University crop plant pathology specialist, on tar spot and its unexpectedly early presence in Kansas cornfields this spring. Learn more about tar spot at www.cropprotectionnetwork.org. I'm Jacob Clout. This has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
Farmers, control planting season this year with Wagner Custom Planting of Blue Rapids, Kansas. Top-notch equipment and experience that'll save time. Call 402-618-4404. Precision planting and specially tailored solutions for any sized operation. Wagner Custom Planting ensures exceptional results come harvest. Call Dylan at 402-618-4404 and let him handle the stress of planting season. Elevate your planting experience and maximize your farm's efficiency with Wagner Custom Planting.
Good Wednesday afternoon. Sam's back with your latest market information here on the Mid-America Ag Network. Well, as we pass through midday, an inch closer to the closing bell, we're still seeing quite a significant day in the livestock. June live cattle up 277 to 192.25. August up to 186.82. That's leading the charge, 240 in the green. August feeders also triple-digit higher. August up 247 at 261.52. September up 225 at 262.32. And strength for the hogs today as well. July lean hogs up 60 cents to 89.65. August up 237 to 89.12. Into the grains and oil seeds, some choppy two-sided trade for corn today. Sees July corn down 2 3/4 at 4.22 3/4. September down to 4.28 1/2. That's 3 1/4 cent lower. Chicago spring Kansas City wheat seeing a little bit of recovery today. July Kansas City wheat up 4 at 5.80. September to 5.84 1/2. That's up 3 cents. However, mostly lower for the oats. July oats down 4 3/4 at $3 a bushel. Into the soybeans, mostly lower except for the July contract, up 3 cents to 11.66 1/4. August down 1/4 at 11.45 1/4 cent, and then weakness beyond that as well. July soybean meal down 4.90 at 3.60.30, and soy oil recovering well today. July back up 79 points to 43.55. Cotton's also mostly higher. July cotton back up 7 to 72.67. That has been a wild day today. At one point, triple-digit higher, triple-digit lower, and now back slightly higher as we pass through midday. Into the energy markets, crude oil up 43 at 81.26 a barrel. Unleaded gas is up 3.5 cents to 2.55 a gallon. Heating oil up 4 to 2.55, and natural gas down 11 at 2.64. One last time, we'll take a stroll down Wall Street as the S&P is trading near the flat line as Nvidia shares decline. Currently down 4 right now at 5,464. The Nasdaq 23 points higher, up to 17,741, and the Dow Jones slightly higher, up 17 at 39,129. Into the metals now, we see June gold down 18.60 at 22.98. July silver up 7 cents at 28.94 per ounce. Sam's back, Mid-America Ag Network.
We want to see ya in your perfect ride. We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Hey guys, it's Morgan, and I'm here to tell you if you're in the market for a new vehicle, Midwest Kia is the place to be. We'll be celebrating the Kia Summer Sales Event all month long. To get into the summer spirit, Midwest Kia is announcing the 100K giveaway. We will discount every new car on the lot for a total of $100,000 in discounts. These discounts can be combined with all rebates and incentives, including new Kias that are marked with a summer sticker and extra discounts up to $1,500. Our team will be celebrating the Summer Sticker Sales Event each week with a new theme and the goal of moving our entire new car inventory this month. Remember, every new Kia comes with the industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and our simple, transparent, and fast car buying experience. Come celebrate the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event with the 100K giveaway all month long at Midwest Kia and see why people are singing.
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Rowe. This is Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware. On June 29th, we'd like to invite you to join us for a celebration of 40 years, and thanks for all the business you provided for us through those years.
Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware is celebrating 40 wonderful years in business this Saturday, June 29th. From 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., stop in for hot dogs, cookies, kolaches, drinks, and more. 40 years is no small feat, and on Saturday, Mark and Janice would like to say thank you, because if it wasn't for you, their customers, there would be no celebration. Stop in Blue Rapids Auto and Hardware around the square in Blue Rapids this Saturday to celebrate 40 years of community support.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Markets were mixed headed into the midday. The Dow Jones was down 60 points this morning and sinking back toward 39,000. The Standard & Poor's 500 was off 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite, though, had gained 0.2. Shares in Southwest Airlines fell this morning after the carrier cut its second quarter revenue forecast. The Dallas-based airline cites changing booking patterns among its customers. Volkswagen is making a multi-billion-dollar bet on electric truck maker Rivian. The German auto giant is investing $1 billion in Rivian and has plans to eventually spend about $5 billion. A key part of the deal is Rivian's software that will eventually be used in vehicles from both companies. Tesla is recalling most of the Cybertrucks sold in the U.S. because of windshield wipers that may fail and exterior trim parts that could pop off. In April, Tesla had to recall thousands of Cybertrucks because of a problem with the accelerator. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Through every season and every storm, the professionals at Eaton Roofing and Exteriors are the ones to call for all your roofing needs. Now celebrating 30 years in business, you'll appreciate the many years of experience and industry knowledge the Eaton Roofing sales and service representatives bring to your home. Visit EatonRoofing.com.
Your hometown roofing company,
Call Eaton Roofing today at 785-266-6060.